Hey peeps, I'm Sydney,
Hey, I'm Hollis.
and welcome to today's virtual cooking class. Woo! Today we're going to be keeping it simple, keeping it low key. We're going to be making some carrot apple salad, savory, sweet, delicious, nutritious. Um, so, as the name might imply, this recipe uses carrots and apples. What other?
No, you don't say.
No, I'm thinking things, but what other ingredients are going on here today, Hollis?
All right, let's do our ingredients rundown real quick. Okay, first thing on our list: 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons. Wow, this is nice. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste. Yeah, no, that's a bad accent. 1 green apple. We've got 2. Are we doubling our recipe today, Sid?
I think maybe.
Ooh.
It's 5:30. I'm a little snackish. I thought you might also be snackish.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely, always. All right, so we're gonna double our recipe. So that means we have to multiply everything on our ingredients list by 2. And you have to remember that the whole way down the list, which is my fatal flaw. And then 2 carrots peeled and cut into coins. So we've got a bag. We'll use 4 of them, I guess. And then a half cup of walnut pieces, toasted. We've got pecans, but who cares?
So whatever kind of nut you're buying, like you got
seeds, nuts.
Yeah, some
peanuts,
nutty, fatty, nutritious, delicious, something along those lines.
Cool. All right, let's get started.
That sounds good to me.
Sorry, I moved all your stuff.
No, you're good. I was just like looking at the screen and I was like,
I'm gonna over here.
Not that the olive oil is great, but I don't know that needs to be front and center before olives. So I think most of our time is going to be spent chopping.
I hope you have a lot of chopping puns for today. You came ready.
We're prepared. So it looks like the first direction says to whisk the honey, oil, and lemon juice together, but we also need to chop the apples and the carrots first. So what are you thinking? Do you think mix the dressing?
Wow.
Do you think chop? What's you vibing?
You know what? I think my favorite thing about this kind of recipe is that when you're cooking with a buddy, one person can be chopping while the other person makes the dressing, and then with your skills combined, voila. So if we want to get started, one of us chopping, show how that's done, then we can be doing a little chopping in the background while we make our dressing.
Sure, that works.
Okay. You want to chop?
I do like chopping.
Okay.
I feel like, so the studio audience may not know, but I feel like Hollis really has a profound love for making dressing. They feel proud of their dressing skills. So I want to appreciate and respect that talent. So today they're going to be dressing it up.
That's another cool thing about cooking with a buddy, is you can kind of play up each other's strengths. If one person really likes doing one task, the other one hates it, work it out.
It's like when you have a friend who's a little bit taller and a friend who's shorter, and you're playing basketball together, you can use each other's skills. So the taller friend may dunk, whereas the shorter friend may dribble past people, but you still score points, so it's okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Sweet. You want to show us how it's done with the chopping first, then?
Yeah. So we're chopping some heftier things today, and so I pulled out some larger knives, which look a little scary. But so we're going to be using those handy dandy knife skills that we talked about in previous episodes, where you always keep the knife pointed away from you, and then you're going to keep it close to the cutting board and not waving it around wild, since that's not safe. We're all about safe knives here. Exactly. And so then we'll also make sure to use our hands and keep our hands parallel, which means lined side by side and not perpendicular, which is crisscrossing, as that's very unsafe. So
what a demo.
Well, I just gotta emphasize. So oh gosh, maybe I'll start with the apples since they're more charismatic.
What? You got apples more charismatic. Have you ever seen VeggieTales? How charismatic those are?
I feel like carrots hide in the dirt until their time to shine, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But so I think that apples are a little bit more A little bit. So, as you can see, I chopped kind of right on the side there. So we don't have an apple core. So if you have one of those handy dandy things, you can use that. If you don't, you can kind of cut almost to make like this convenient, like the chunky part and the chunky part off. And then you can go and look for the two lines, which are the core. And then you can cut on the side of it there and on the side of it here. So you get just the fleshy parts and none of the seeds. It's my personal favorite. And then extra credit, if you're looking to make more fun things with apples, you can stick some of these in some water with some sugar, let them sit on the counter for a week or two, and then you can start having your own homemade apple cider vinegar type stuff, which is really good for cleaning. If you want your hair to look that, you know, goldy coppery color in the summertime, if you already have really light hair, just cleaning your hair, adding to dressing, all that good stuff. So I'm going to chop it. After I chopped it in half, I sliced into 3 smallerish pieces, kind of cut it up there, and then I'm going to end up chopping it into these little itty bitty pieces. That way they kind of fit on your fork. You can scoop them into your mouth. All the good things. But so I think that maybe the most dramatic part of my chopping.
I like your little diagonal back and forth method because all your chunks are turning out little triangles.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I have read previously that, like, you know, odd numbers are more like artistically visually appealing. I've been reading some about how things that are visually appealing are like more tasty. So like visually appealing means like it looks good to your eyeballs. So like it trying to make sure that our snacks, even if they're first making it type things, are visually appealing, so they're tasty to our eyes and our bellies. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been to like some of those bakeries where they have like rubber recreations of what the food looks like. It's really cool, and when they're done well, it like is so tasty.
It looks like just like what you're gonna eat there.
But it's like rubber, so then you don't eat that one, but like it looks nice. Like, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But okay. So I'll work on this chopping business, but do you want to swap places?
Sure.
Talk about the dressing a little bit?
Yeah. I'm looking for my favorite dressing vessel. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
This is my favorite thing to make dressing in because then you can pour it on whatever you're eating. Yeah. And it has the measurements on the side. So like if you need to measure a certain amount of oil, like you can just go ahead and it's right there. Let's see. So I'm gonna double these ingredients for the dressing, like we talked about. So I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of honey first. Two. Three. 4. All right. Voila.
Beautiful.
Tasty. And apparently 4 tablespoons is just under a 1/4 cup. Might have even been a 1/4 cup if honey wasn't sticky and probably stuck to my spoon. So then I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Sorry, so it's gonna drip all over our floor. Which wouldn't be a problem because our kitchen helper is right under our feet. But just fascinated with Sid's chopping over there.
Sometimes I feel like Nika could be like in a Bruce Lee movie because she just loves to watch things be chopped.
Yeah,
Like
she's like the #1 sous chef. Especially with like apples or anything like real crunchy.
Carrots even.
carrots, she loves carrots. All right, so I'm doing 4 tablespoons of olive oil. So there's 2, 3, 4, and then, so it seems like it's like equal parts because they're the same amount in the recipe. Equal parts honey, olive oil, and lemon juice. So you can make this recipe for dressing, you know, however much you want to, and it'll turn out the same as long as you put the same amount of honey, olive oil, and lemon juice, which are the main ingredients of this recipe. So yeah, so when it says equal parts, that means you add the same amount of those items to your recipe. Yeah.
If you're looking for a bonus math word of the day, it'd be congruent.
Yeah, there you go. 2 lemon juice. I feel like the count right now. 3 lemon juice.
All you need is a cape, some piano playing, little small bang.
Wonderful. Okay. Let's see. In a large bowl, whisk honey, oil, and lemon juice together. Season the mixture with salt and pepper to taste. Oh, so that's it. It's literally equal parts honey, olive oil, and lemon juice, and then you just add some salt and pepper. So I'm stirring this up. It's really interesting to look at because the honey was on the bottom, and then the olive oil is kind of like sitting on top, and then the lemon juice actually went like below. Wow, look at those stripes. Like all 3 things are kind of, that's so crazy.
Yeah. What is it? Do you know why that happens like that, Hollis?
Is it the density?
Yeah, or like the viscosity or
Viscosity?
Yeah, the density though.
And then I guess, well, let's see. It looks like the honey is like the one on the bottom, and then the lemon juice is like in between, like separating that and the oil. And since lemon juice, I guess, is like basically like water based, then it's like separating from the oil. That's pretty cool looking.
Interesting. Kind of pretty looking.
Yeah, so yeah, it kind of seems like however much I stir it up, they're always gonna like separate back out. Well, actually, the honey and the lemon juice mixed together, and now it's just the olive oil on top. But yeah.
When you like stir it up like that, what like how are you using like your wrist or using your elbow or like what kind of are the mechanics of that like stirring fast motion that you're just doing there?
I have to do it again and think about it harder. I think it's a wrist motion. It's like a.
Okay. So mental note, you know, use your wrist if you're trying to do quick, small, fast stirring.
Or like it's almost like a. Yeah, it's your wrist mostly, I think. And then some pepper. I added a teaspoon of salt. I'll probably taste the dressing and see if it needs more salt. And I'm just gonna kind of a fun amount of pepper to taste. So whatever, I guess, whatever you're feeling. All right, now the pepper is just like sitting on top with the oil. It's very strange. Kind of fun dressing to make.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, you want to show everybody your carrot?
Yeah. So Hollis may or may not keep mixing. We'll see how it goes. But so while they're doing that, I am peeling the carrot to get the outside part off. That's kind of like tough since it was like having to be next to the ground, which is kind of harsh. And so then I'm gonna peel that off. So it's a smooth kind of like almost kind of rough, like watermelon rindy kind of feeling part. And so I'm gonna peel that, and then once that's all peeled up, I'm going to take my knife and cut it into small coins, which is like a fancy way of saying like little circle, like eyeball type looking things. So I'm gonna peel it, cut it into these little coins, and then we're gonna add it to our apple mix. Yeah.
How beautifully Sid chopped these apples. They're like perfect little triangles. Just gorgeous. Oh, there you go.
I'm excited to try this too, since I feel like Granny Smiths are so like sour and
Mhm.
tart. It'll be yummy.
I was gonna say that seems like, does it ask for specifically? Oh yeah, it does. One green apple. Yeah, I feel like the tartness of the apple against like the kind of like more earthy flavor of the carrot, earthy sweet. Carrots can be really sweet.
Yeah.
Will be a really nice flavor balance.
Yeah. I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
I think it's funny since I don't normally like to eat like the green kind of Granny Smith style apples just by themselves. Like if I'm like packing one in my lunch, I don't usually like read
They're
one.
pretty sour sometimes.
Yeah, they kind of make my mouth pucker up, and then I look like a fish for a couple hours. But
wow.
but they're really good for baking because then it like breaks the sugars down and it tastes more like citrusy. Like it tastes stronger and it's not just like mushy apple flavor, which is also okay. But like
yeah.
if
Well,
you
like
have
sometimes a
option.
mixture of apple types for baking is nice too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely like Granny Smiths for apple pie or apple critters. That's a good one.
When I was a kid, I watched this movie with my parents called Apple Dumpling Gang. It's from the 1970s, and the long story short, it always makes you want apple dumplings. So I bet green apples might be good in that movie in real life. Yeah, it has the person who played the Incredible Hulk on TV also in the 70s in that movie. So it's, full of good old-timey references. Okay, so here's the coins I'm talking about. Oh, aha, coin. So it's kind of got the little circle part, the outside part. I think carrots are handy since it reminds you what they're good for because they look like an eyeball and they're good for your eyeballs.
Oh my goodness, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of handy. They're kind like leucine and yeah, and vitamin A and K maybe.
Oh.
I know vitamin A, maybe vitamin K too. Either way, it's good for you. Nothing wrong with that.
It is a vitamin, right?
It is.
Okay. I made that up, did I? Alright, I'm going to taste test our dressing really quick and just see if it needs any salt or pepper. It's kind of hard too because it's like hard to get it to mix up and stay mixed up, but that'll kind of be solved once we put it over the salad. So.
What you thinking, Hollis?
Well, definitely need some salt. I added 1 teaspoon. It's kind of overpoweringly honey-y, which isn't bad.
Okay.
But I might add some salt just to kind of balance it out. And I might actually add a little extra squeeze of lemon.
Okay.
To kind of cut. Although, actually, you know what? Maybe I won't because the Granny Smith is so tart that we might not need the extra acidity of the lemon. So I think I'll just do a little extra salt and then.
Speaking of adding sugar or salt to things, I was remembering. So I'm working on becoming a better cook. We're learning together is maybe how I'm gonna phrase that. But Hollis and our other roommate Barry are like really good at cooking things. And so the other day I think they made something that was like a little too spicy and then they added sugar to it. Yeah.
It was too salty.
Too salty. And so is that a fix that you can do is like adding?
Apparently. Yeah, this is something new that I learned too. Which I don't know how much honestly, I think it's a good trick to know to save a dish if you like accidentally put a lot of salt in it or something. Because the sugar will kind of like, I guess it kind of like cancels out some of the salt to some extent. Like something extra salty and you add a little sugar, it like doesn't taste as overly salty. But I guess to me, I wouldn't utilize that trick all the time because it's like, you're adding more sodium. Maybe that was an accident, but more sodium, and then just adding more like white sugar to that to balance it out. It's like, I don't know, thinking about the health factor of your food, like maybe that's not the best thing to do. But
you add like a different, like not like white sugar, but could you add like honey or maple syrup or something that's like natural?
I would assume it would work similarly. Yeah, because I think it's like the sweetness, like flavor profile that's like canceling out the overly saltiness. I don't know. Cool. I haven't really tried it too much, but that is a trick that I've heard from multiple people who are experienced cooks. So
Nice.
yeah.
I was trying to give a little treat to our sous chef because she's just been so gosh darn helpful, and it makes me happy to see her. And she didn't see it. I was like, darn, buddy.
Have we ever given her a little cameo?
I don't know that we have. So if you would like to,
Come here.
that can happen.
All right. Let's see. So there's a camera. Oh, there she is.
This is Nika.
This was our kitchen helper.
So helpful.
Yeah, this is probably not like, you know, OSHA approved or you know, kitchen safety health government approved.
Cooking with friends approved.
Cooking with friends approved because this is very realistic as to how we cook in our kitchen on a daily basis. And we hardly ever have to sweep, so.
Which is nice. So, I finished cutting up 2 carrots.
Wow.
But it says that theoretically, if I double the recipe, I should put in 4. But what do you think? Do you think I should add more carrots? Do you think it looks good? Here's a fork if you want.
Oh, let's stir it up. See what the ratio looks like. Yeah, because in the original recipe, what it calls for 1 apple and 2 carrots. But you know what? Carrots vary in size so much.
Yeah, that's a hard, tough call.
That I would honestly go more by the ratio.
Okay.
Honestly, this seems good to me.
I could add 1 more if you want, but otherwise, I think it's good.
You could ask the audience. Hey, Carlene. I don't know. What do you think? Seems fine to me.
I'm game. Since luckily with this recipe, if it tastes like it needs more carrots after, we can always chop up another one after. You guys see that?
Kind of. Yeah, it seems good to me.
Okay.
And they were pretty hefty carrots, I would say. So, you know.
They were taking their Flintstone vitamins.
Yeah, for sure. So, cool.
Okay, so it looks like Hollis did a beautiful job mixing up the dressing. I chopped things. So I think it looks like we're at this point, yeah?
Add the apple and carrot to the dressing mix. Okay, we're gonna add the dressing mix to the apple and carrot because those aren't gonna fit in here. So, do a little drizzle. Drizzle, drizzle.
Beautiful. Tasty. I'm excited. For real, it's tasty. This looks really good. I'm excited.
No, I'm excited for this. Very fresh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we added the dressing. Now we're just gonna stir it up. My favorite part of every episode.
Do you ever not stir while cooking?
Maybe if you were like grilling, but even
That's what I was
then,
thinking, like searing a steak.
you might stir up the seasoning mix that you
That's
put onto
true.
it. So I don't know. I think every kitchen opportunity is only helped by the presence of Bob or his son Ziggy. So
All right.
beautiful.
Well, mix.
There's smells
Some
good.
dressing.
Okay.
And the last thing. It does call for toasted nuts. These are not toasted.
They're not toasted.
What are your feelings on that discrepancy?
You could toast them. Maybe off camera, but you could toast them. I didn't think about that.
Just curious.
What are you thinking, Hollis?
I think that toasted nuts, in my opinion, are tastier.
So should we maybe toast them after this and then add them? Or I don't know how long it takes to toast things, to be honest.
Not too long. You just heat up a pan, throw them in, stir them around until they're all brown and aromatic, so you can like smell.
Like heat up on the stove or like heat up in the oven? Okay.
Oh, you can do it in the oven too, but you can do it on the stove. We'll do that. We'll do that later.
So other than that, but if you have any kind of nuts, the point is like the fatty kind of piece of this, I think, maybe like the fatty, nutty, tasty, crunchy. So you could add whatever you got going on here, and then that I think is it for this recipe.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
She's out. Hoppers trying to catch a fly for us.
But other than that, I think that's all. So thanks for joining us today. Let us know how it goes in the comments. If you have anything you want to see us cook up, definitely let us know. Shoot us a Facebook message, give us a post, leave us a flyer, whatever it calls to you. We're all ears.
Banner in the sky, whatever.
Yeah, it's like word of mouth, whatever you got going for you. We're here to listen. We love to hear it. Yeah, and so thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Until then, have a great rest of your week, folks.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.